Welcome to my site, everybody. My name is Paul Smyers. I'm a real estate agent in the beautiful Shenandoah Valley, Virginia. And I do a lot of scouting for customers who call me from out of town. It's very common these days to look up on Zillow or Realtor.com and find some property that you'd like to see, but you don't actually have some way to actually go to the property from a distance. So that's why you depend on someone like me. I specialize in rural property for a reason. I love the lifestyle, and I chose to live in the Shenandoah Valley. I'll tell you a little bit where I work. This is the state of Virginia, and this here is the Shenandoah Valley generally. The Shenandoah River comes up here, and there's another fork of it. They meet up here. So this beautiful area is where I work. I am familiar with the area all the way down to Bedford County, Smith Mountain Lake, over toward this area, and up toward Botetourt County, Rockbridge County, Lexington. I'm also familiar with the area southwest of Charlottesville and Amherst and Lynchburg in that area. So I work in that area, and it's really important to find somebody who knows the area that you're living in, that you're looking in, specifically if you're looking for rural property. And I'll tell you some reasons why. When you look at Zillow and when you look at the satellite maps on the GIS system, you can see a basic idea of what the terrain looks like. But believe me, I have seen properties that I saw on the GIS system or on Zillow, and I went down to take a look at it, and it looked great from this, 200 miles up in space. But when you actually get there, you realize, well, that's a 45-degree angle. No wonder the land is so cheap. You see, nobody's going to build there. And if they do, well, good luck to them. So that's why you actually have to have somebody on your side. A buyer agent, specifically, we contract with each other. When you hire an agent to sell your house, you make a contract as a seller. Now, I am a buyer agent frequently because I get calls from out of town, and I haven't grown up in this area, but I've certainly lived in this area for 12 or 13 years. And I know I've traveled around specifically for my work. I want to know. I'm a very curious person, and believe me, I've been on some roads back in here that I'll never go on again, even with a Jeep. See, so if you're looking for a rural property, you're looking for something very unique. It might have many features. It's not going to be in a cul-de-sac. It's not going to have all the yada, 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 same color brown, maybe a little bit different shape. You see, it's going to be very unique. And an agent who knows the area, for example, when someone calls me, I can tell them where not to look also. You see, I say, yeah, I know that area. There's a railroad track right there, or there's a big junkyard there, or there's whatever, so don't even bother looking there. I have some suggestions of some other places that would be better for you. See, so communication with your agent is also very important. We deal with technology now and voicemail and all that back and forth. It's important to have an agent who is responsive and who you feel comfortable communicating with. It can be a very personal decision. We all get trained. We all have a team. We all work professionally. We all have integrity. In this business, we have to have that. So it just depends on who you find that is in the area that you are looking for and that you can work with easily in a very nice, resonant manner. So I'll go through a little bit more about the different reasons why you need someone out in the rural area. I talked about communication, the familiar with the rural, the zoning, the topography, like I said. The zoning is very important because I know where you can find 1 acre zoning, 2 acre zoning, wooded zoning and recreational zoning and so on. And I can help you, I can give you some information of how you can search, because believe me, when people call me, I can't do all the searching. We sign a contract, I'm a buyer agent, I can do some of their searching. What I suggest people do is find something on Zillow or Realtor.com or wherever and tell me where it is, and I'll go personally take a look at it within reason. And if I have a buyer agent agreement with you, then I have basically signed my name also. I said, well, I'm going to commit myself for X amount of time to be loyal to my customer and find them what they need, and based on my knowledge and expertise and contacts. You see, so it's a contract you make as a buyer agent. It's a necessary thing. It's a very helpful thing. And it really clarifies things to have somebody specifically working for you as a buyer who you can feel comfortable with. And we deal with many of the same people. If you sell something to through one broker, then you'll also another time you'll find the same broker involved in the same different property. You see, so we colleagues and peers, we talk to each other and communicate, and we have open houses and so on. So that's also what you get when you hire a buyer agent, because you get some access to their network and understanding and their training. And I also read a lot of books, and I recommend interesting books, and I have had a lot of experience on YouTube over the years. I used to be a photographer. I did a lot of different kinds of photography, including aerial photography, and I got into some property photography as well. So thanks again for listening. Once again, I also have a drone license, so as far as scouting for you, I can also fly a drone over some properties if necessary, and help you get an understanding of what the terrain is like near where you want to look. So thanks again for listening. I appreciate people liking and share. Have any comments, put them down there. I watch them and I try to listen to them, and I try to answer all the comments that I can find. And if you have any questions, just feel free to call me. I have a contact on one of my videos here and a pinned comment. So I work for Lions Team Real Estate in Bedford County. And once again, I'll show you a little bit where I work. Bedford County is near this big Smith Mountain Lake here, and my broker is down there. But we have agents in this broad area. I'm familiar with Lynchburg, all up Route 29 to Charlottesville, the Upper Shenandoah Valley, and all the way up to Luray and that area. So it's very, very beautiful here. Watch some of my other videos about the area, and you'll see some beautiful scenery. And you can see all that scenery online anyway, YouTube and everything. But I've taken a lot of beautiful pictures, and I'm sure many other people have as well, so you can find them online. So thanks again for listening. Hope to see you in some of my other content. Please like and share if you find it interesting.